Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, please smash the like button for me and hit the subscribe button because I know you will enjoy this video. So let's just get straight into it. So today we're going to essentially just talk about your 9-to-5 or your day job that you have and how you can actually leverage that into something a lot bigger. Most people that I know only have one source of income, and that could just be their job. That could just be, they're self-employed or something like that. But they need to learn, and you need to learn if you haven't already, start to create a side hustle or invest into stocks, because the whole name of the game is you use that one income to leverage that money into something else so that you can make more money on top of that. Like me personally, I work a day job, my 9-to-5, and then I use that money to save money. And then I use some of that money to invest money. And obviously I use some of that money to pay the bills. But before I even pay the bills or anything, I make sure to pay myself first. And if that is saving money or if that is investing money. But me, every single 2 weeks, I use money to save it and invest it at the same exact time. I personally invest into my business, and I personally invest into my stock portfolio, my retirement account. I could break it down for you right now exactly how I use my check to fund these different ventures. So the first one, like I said, was my business. So my business gets funded through my 9-to-5 so that it can start expanding and going into, bigger payouts. Officially, I started my business with just $100, and then I used that $100 to keep flip it as to where I turned that, $0 a month from that $100 initial investment, where I get paid out an extra check on top of the check that I get from my day job. So I leverage my day job by using a little bit of cash that I made from working 9-to-5 into building this business that's now generating me a good amount of money. The other part is that I took some of my check, and actually I probably take about 50% of my check and put it into stocks. So as you can see right now, you can probably see the shirt. It says get money, buy income. So I take the money from wherever I make, if I'm making it from my business or if I'm making it from my 9-to-5 job, and then I go ahead and buy income. Now, what is buying income? Buying income is something that is going to pay you every single month without doing anything or actually doing something to get that money. I like passive income. So the best form of passive income, and the only true form of passive income, is stocks and dividends. So once I take let's just say we make $500 from my 9-to-5, and then I use that $500 to throw it into a dividend stock that pays me 5% back on my money. Let's just use the number 1,000. So if I take that $1,000 I made from my job and put it into a dividend stock yielding 5%, then that means that $1,000 is making me $50 every single year for, the rest of my life essentially. So that's exactly what I like to do with my 9-to-5. And like I said, I start my business and I invest into stocks. Also, another way that I would probably get into the future is real estate investing. So I would obviously take my 9-to-5 job, work here for a couple years so that I can secure a loan to go buy a property. And then once I get the property and the numbers are right, then I could put a tenant into it. And so now they'll be paying me the rent every single month and then some cash flow in between. So therefore, I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is own the house, and then, the tenants pay the rent and they pay me X amount of cash flow every single month that I could just do anything with. You guys have to understand that, 9-to-5 is whack and everything like that. I totally get it. Luckily, some people, have jobs that they do love. But once you get that check, you got to know exactly what to do with it. I usually listen to this dude called Gerald Peters, old dude, Army vet, and he owns a lot of different houses and everything like that. And he introduced me to the bucket system. So the bucket system is essentially, your income, your savings, your bills, and your investments. So these are the buckets. So the buckets is a very simple system. Bills in one bucket has a hole in it, meaning that your rent, your utilities, your car, your gas, every time you put money into that, it doesn't stay. It goes directly through the hole because you'll never see that money again because it's not your asset. So like I said, for rent, I live in an apartment building, so every time we pay the rent, then the money never comes back to us. We're just using that certain amount of money to pay the rent so that we can have a place to live. Now, once you have your bills straight away, you cut all that down and make sure that you only have what you need in the beginning. Then you go over to savings. So now you want to put something into savings. I'd say, save around 6, maybe sometimes even 12 months of your living expenses, and just have that sit in an account so that if anything ever does happen, like you lose your job or something like that, or something emergency pops up, then you have that cash set aside. This is why you have the emergency fund. So if you have an emergency fund, you don't need to tap into your investments. I don't need to tap into my business. My business's cash flow. I don't need to tap into my stock portfolio because I already have the cash ready. So if anything ever pops off, like, I don't need to touch those different buckets, like, because I have my savings. So this helps me, grow exponentially and helps me get more money so that I could buy more income. That's just the name of the game. It's very simple. It's just, I think, the concept that you have to actually grasp and actually have to understand, because there's a lot of people that I see, they think that money is the problem, but it's really not. Money is not the problem for a lot of people. It's just the type of mindset you have for the money that you will get. A lot of people, when they get a big amount of money, they have no idea that they need to get money and then buy the income so that the income is forever. Like, they think that since they get a big chunk of money, that's all they will need for their life. But they don't realize that, okay, you have this, let's just say 100 grand, and that 100 grand is not making more money. Every time you use that 100 grand, it's less than what you had before, and eventually it will run out. So you have to invest into these different type of assets that will give you forever money. Like I said, rental properties, dividend income from stocks, like these are things that will always pay you. And initially you just need a one-time investment, or as long as you keep on reoccurring investing into that stock or into different properties, you will get more and more and more and more payouts for the rest of your life. Like, it just works like that. It's just that simple. But at the end of the day, you have to come back to actually think about what's in your mind and how you view money, and, understanding these different type of things where it's like, if I get a bunch of money, then this is what I'll do with it so that I will always have money. So like, I'm in a position, I made sure that my mind was right before I ever even started the journey, because now, let's say like those other people, I get lucky and I get a big payout for something, or I get a big payout from my business. I know exactly where to put it so that I would never run out of money. For me, I'm still grinding on my way to the top, but at the end of the day, if I ever get blessed with a big amount of money, I know exactly what to do with it, and I will never go broke. And that's just the fact, because I understand mentally like what it takes and what I need to learn, and I have all the information that I need to make sure that the money will never run out. So remember, guys, use your 9 to 5, leverage it, invest into a side hustle, or invest into a business, invest into stocks and stuff like that. Make sure you have your emergency fund set up so you don't have to tap into those other assets, and then actually understanding the mental game about how money works, and you will be straight, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really do appreciate it. If you just smash the like button and hit the subscribe button, I would appreciate it even more. So thank you guys for tuning in, and have a blessed day, and more videos to come. Have a good one. Peace.